Agent provocateur or an undercover journalist, or maybe both? Who is Paul Connolly? Well, when it broke the other day that Paul Connolly had dropped his phone at the Coolock protest, or somebody who had his phone dropped the phone at the Coolock protest, we couldn't believe it. The information that came from that phone was better than gold, especially to the nationalists, because the nationalists, for some time now, have suspected that the Irish government and the Irish media have been up to dirty tactics. Well, this has confirmed it. And Newstalk has just came out and confirmed that, well, they confirmed to Grip Media that Paul Connolly was undercover during that protest. So what I'm trying to say is, and this is what you need to know, because a lot of you, the people who come here are very intelligent. You are more intelligent than me. But for the people who don't know, was this an agent provocateur? Somebody in here to provoke the situation to make the nationalist protesters look bad so they could record that and put that out as a hit piece against the nationalist protest to discredit them. It seems like the Paul Connolly, and in my opinion, I'm not saying this is true, Paul Connolly has been put in here with the video footage that I've seen from his phone to provoke the situation, him and his team, not just him. And it's really strange that Newstalk has went to Grip Media to confirm this. So what's the play here? Because a lot of people have been saying, well, by the way, we're going to read an article just in a little minute, but I want to give you my opinion on this. A lot of people were saying, well, I don't have a pin in my phone. Paul Connolly's phone was found without a pin. Now, okay, you may not have a pin in your phone, but the vast majority of people do have a pin in their phone. And if you're an investigative journalist, knowing how sensitive information is, you're definitely going to have a pin on your phone. He didn't. So I'm looking at this situation going, right, okay, there's a lot of information out in the public domain, but it was given to us like it was handed to us. So I need to be very careful about that. Is this another situation where they're provoking? Is this the play? Is it the play all along to drop the phone and give away the information? Is there something greater at hand here? I'm just saying, I know it's a wild conspiracy theory, but I just have to get that off my chest because I've been thinking that since it's happened. Why was a guy's phone found, of an investigative journalist's phone found without a pin on it? A lot of people are going to say, well, loads of people don't have pins in their phone. An investigative journalist who's got a lot of information he has to protect, rats and sources and touts and police informers, which he would be around, by the way. He has to protect those people. So why did he not have a pin in his phone? So we need to be very careful about the information. Is there a reason why this information was given to the nationalist protesters, or is it just stupidity from Paul Connolly? Well, you make your own mind up. But Newstalk has went to Grip Media to confirm that Paul Connolly was undercover. So take of that what you will. Take of that what you will. But I'm telling you now, folks, Paul Connolly wasn't just in there. This is just my opinion. I'm not saying this is fact. Wasn't just in there as an investigative journalist. There was another reason, and I think he was an agent provocateur. Just my opinion. Let's get into the article now. Controversy rages as Newstalk confirms journalists' role in an undercover investigation. Newstalk have told Grip that a recent fracas, which saw a journalist's phone stolen and its contents shared online, occurred during an undercover investigation carried out on their behalf. Newstalk confirmed that Paul Connolly, the documentarian and presenter whose phone was taken, has been working with Newstalk on a podcast series looking at the rise of the right-leaning sentiment in Ireland. So there you have it, folks. There is the proof that you needed. The guy was undercover. He pretended to be a far-left group that was countering the nationalist protest, and they wanted to do a hit piece on the nationalists to make them look bad. To me, that is agent provocateur. Now, think about it this way. We've all been at the nationalist protests. We've all been around the big dogs. We've all been around the people who organize them. They're nice people. I never really hear any racist terms or anything like that. I never hear any actual far-right terms. The only time I hear the word far-right is whenever I'm reading an actual far-left newspaper like RTE, or when I'm listening to the politicians in the Dáil. Or even in England, to call their own people far right. That if you have an opinion about anything that goes against the government narrative, you're now a far right racist bigot. So what I'm trying to say is they wouldn't have got the footage that they wanted. So they needed to provoke the situation, in my opinion, to get the footage that they needed to dub the nationalist protesters far right. Now, if they really wanted to do a job, we'll take me, for instance. I went in to Antifa, the Antifa stronghold, the far left stronghold, the counter protesters. I was swarmed by Antifa. I asked them questions, and I found more hostilities within that small group of people than 15,000 nationalists on the street. The nationalists on the street, I disagreed with some of their opinions. They accepted that, and we had good debate. The only time I came across hostilities, or sort of like, let's call it for what it is, militant like behavior, would have came from the far lefties that were 200 of them just outside the GPO. So you would think to yourself, why is Paul Connolly associating himself with people, Antifa, that are dubbed a terrorist organization in the United States of America, just to get a hit piece on nationalist protesters protesting against the corruption that's going on in Ireland at the minute? Who's really corrupt here? It seems like somebody needs to do a mini series on Newstalk and Paul Connolly, because it looks like this news organization and Paul Connolly is basically uh, far left activists that are that have sold out Ireland. So there you go. Nobody can ever trust Paul Connolly ever again.